giving them a heck of a lot of value when they spend $75 with you or $10 with you, or even when you give them something for free. And then they will go, wow, if I get this much value at this price, yeah, I feel comfortable with that person. I feel comfortable. That person is someone who delivers value. I'll buy something at $750 or $1,000, $2,000. Focus. Focus on just one thing. Don't get overwhelmed. That's number 8. And don't confuse being busy with being productive and making money. Now, remember I told you I had 1 ebook, then I quickly had 16 ebooks? That was a big mistake. And I'm still paying for that mistake. I should have taken each one and taken the time to really refine it, make sure it's good and all of that. But the information that I had to share, it was in the area of health, right? And I was so determined, and so I still am, so passionate about getting this information out there. The way I feel about this is that every ebook I sell, maybe this is totally big-headed of me, but it helps me as a belief to drive me forward. I have the belief that every ebook I sell that talks about health saves at least 5 lives. Somebody's going to read it, it's going to change their habits, their dietary habits, their lifestyle habits. Other people are going to see it, their families' lives are going to be changed because maybe they're cooking the meals or what have you. And that's how I like to see it. Every time that somebody buys an ebook from me, I'm saving 5 lives. And what was happening is, I don't know if you know this, but 1 in 3 Americans, I'm going to give you some quick statistics, but 1 in 3 Americans will develop cancer in their lifetime. If you're born today in the US, you've got a 50% chance of developing cancer. Diabetes, 1/3 of the US population has diabetes, but they don't even, but most of them don't even know it yet. They haven't been diagnosed with it. Arthritis, it's just unbelievable. I think something like 23 million Americans. I don't know why, but I've got all these statistics about the US. But it applies to developed Western civilization, Western societies, right? Same thing applies. Alzheimer's in the last 10 years shot up by 9,000%. What else? Chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, lupus, all of those things are health problems that people are having, and it is, you don't hear about this in the newspapers. You don't hear about this in the news. For starters, the cause of it is all this junk that we put into our bodies, all this processed foods. And who's paying for advertising on television? Junk food companies, processed food manufacturers in large part. Then what is the problem when you've got a health challenge? You've got all these symptoms that come from a health challenge and breakdown in your body, all these symptoms. Well, we'll take your symptoms away by giving you drugs. Who's advertising so much on television as well? Drug companies, fantastic. So the media, if the media were to ever expose this kind of thing, they just would lose billions from advertising, so they didn't do it. Nobody knows about it, and it's only through word of mouth and the internet that this message is going out. So I was very, very driven to get this out there. I forgot to tell you how I first got into the whole online marketing thing, or why I felt that it would be a good thing in the first place, apart from the fact of the leverage and all that. I attended a Tony Robbins seminar, Unleash the Power Within. And it was amazing, changed loads of things for me, but the 4th day was more powerful than anything else, because for the first time, I mean, I knew, you should eat. I wasn't doing this, but I knew you should eat well, you should drink water, you should eat your greens. I knew that because I heard bits and pieces of that left, right, and center. But it was the first time that somebody had explained to me from A to Z the whole picture and given me in the right syntax, the right way, why I should be eating and living in a certain way. And that changed my life. And I wanted to share it with my mother and my family. So what did I do? I went out and researched all this information. I took my notes that I'd written, and I created a little Word document with all this information so I could email it to my mother and my sisters and to my friends. And what I found was that they weren't reading it. They was like, oh, that's nice, Mark. But they were busy. They weren't reading it. And I was like, this is a shame. I've just spent 3 months doing this. I mean, I was working in this at that time. It was before I got fired. The interesting bit was that whilst I was at work, I was also doing this. So I still don't know why they fired me. It's craziness. Maybe I was one of those. I was maybe one of those. What was it? C and D, B, D, probably D. Anyway, I was L. L for loser, says Eric. I was thinking, I wouldn't have hired you, man. You're the last person on earth. Anyway, I would have done sales for you, Eric. I would have done telesales. I would have stuck around long. Anyway, here's what I found. People who weren't having a